and welcome to Plus One to Gaming. I'm Chris.
And I'm Eric.
And joining us once again are lifelong friends and stalwart table mates, Billy and Mark. Hey guys.
What's up? Hey, how's it going?
Pretty great, because we are headed into the hopefully the last part of the first adventure in Candlekeep Mysteries, the Joy of Extradimensional Spaces. So I think this is part 4. We stretched out the last one a little bit, kind of like a bye week. But I think you guys are getting pretty close, so I'm looking forward to it. So let's do like a quick recap on what happened on the last adventure to refresh your memories and just jump right back into the game. On the last adventure, you guys fought your way through a book swarm and discovered a book similar to the one that actually brought you here. The main difference with this book, though, is that this one has a golden letter R on the spine and the pages were blank. You took reprieve in the study and also to search for some clues. Kammi, you discovered that the mansion belongs to a powerful dwarven wizard named Fistandia, and she hid the passphrase to exit on the spine of 7 books throughout the mansion. Refreshed and armed with this newfound knowledge, what do you do?
So we're in the study now, correct?
You finished a short rest, and while you guys were resting, Kammi searched through the study and discovered some key information. I can rehash that if you want. But yes, you are still in the study, and you just finished that short rest.
I believe we've seen 2 books. There's one in...
We have R and we have I.
Correct.
STLNE.
Can I buy a vowel?
You could try and find a vowel.
Ooh, let's do that.
So, okay, I'm going to recap. So we were in the study. There was the dining room that we went through, and we fought the chair monster. There was the outside that we escaped the sweet smelling whatever. And then on the way back, we stopped in the library, and that's where we found the R. And those are the 4 rooms we've been to, and we have not looked at the book until we found that R. So I think, let me get in the character. Now that we know that we're looking for, we should probably double back just to make sure we didn't miss any in the dining room. I don't know why there'd be a book in the dining room, but you never know. I don't think there's going to be a book outside. And plus, that plant girl was kind of a bitch. So I'm not a big fan of going back out there, but you may want to just double back into the dining room just to make sure we didn't miss anything.
Yes, I agree. Let's go to the dining room and look for a book.
So we do that.
All right. You make your way back into the dining room. You see the body of the deflated mimic laying on the floor. Its tongue sprawled out.
I will search for book. Is that a...
Roll
perception?
Search for book.
Book search. I have a +3 to book search.
Cool. Roll that book searching.
9 plus. Okay, so it is a 13.
You look all over the place. You don't see any books, but you do see a buffet, and there's a bunch of really nice silverware. You think it's probably worth some cash, but you don't find a book. You just find some really nice cutlery and platters. You know how much those platters fetch?
Levo is also looking for a book, and she rolled a 17.
You look for also books, and you also find no books. You get the sense that this is
books in here.
Yeah, and I don't really want to steal from this super powerful wizard. That's probably a bad idea. So let's just keep going. I think there was another room past the library down that hallway.
Did we look in the kitchen for books?
No. Lead the way.
I believe I've been drawing a map that's probably very wrong, but I believe the kitchen is right next to the dining room.
You can access the kitchen through the dining room, yes.
Oh, there's like a door between the two?
Yeah.
Nice.
Like where servers would come out with food.
Yeah, cool. Smart thinking, whoever designed this. I can do that. I want to go into the dining room. And those weird like cherubs are in there, or whatever they are. Humungulas.
Yeah, so you barge back into the kitchen. Oh, hello, welcome back, esteemed guests. What can I get for you? Would you like
We're looking for books.
Books? Oh, we don't have any books in here, but I could make you some hummus with some bread.
You know what? That would be nice. We'll come back for that. You get the hummus going. We're looking for books. I want to roll perception anyway.
Why did you suddenly become Zyzel the Goblin?
Did I? Damn. I'm worried about going into his voice.
You went straight Zeisel there.
Uh-oh. When I get excited, I don't focus as much on, on the voice. And Zeisel comes out.
The hummus threw him off.
Hummus! Y'all got hummus?
He wanted the hummus and bagels.
Yeah, so I want to look because I don't trust it. 15, 4, 19.
Yeah, so you make small talk with the homunculi, but while you do, you're very thoroughly searching this place. But true to their word, this is stocked full of food and different spices and stuff, but you don't see any books in here.
Onward! I don't see any books in here.
Have we checked the training room? I think that might have been where we found one already. Do you remember?
We found a book in
We found a book in the
training room.
library. We found a book in the training room that was about fighting with daggers and staffs.
It was an attack and parry positions for wielders of staff and daggers.
Look at you taking good notes.
So we already did look through that room. Okay. There was a staircase leading upstairs that we never explored because we were mapping the first floor.
Yeah.
So
I think there's still also doors we haven't gone through on this floor.
yeah, so let me again. We have the greenhouse on the far right. We've got the dining room next to that, the kitchen next to that. I believe stairs next to that. Then the study. Then either the training room or the library. I might have those flipped.
It goes training room then library. I'll help you out there.
I did have them flipped. And then do we see anything past the library?
Yeah, so from within the library, there's a window out into a what do you call them? Like a windowed, like a glass French doors out onto a balcony, similar to how the arboretum opens up into just like an open space. But this is not an arboretum; it's just like a outside patio, a semicircular patio paved with gray flagstones.
There's no other doors in the hallway. That was the library's the furthest door in the hallway.
There is a door if you're looking at the entrance to the library. If you were to turn left, there's also a door out to that patio at the end of the hallway.
So that door goes to the back. Okay, I thought there was another door there.
Yeah. There's two doorways. One from the library that exits out onto that patio. Also, a doorway that you can access the patio from the hallway. Does that make sense?
Yes. I don't really want to go back outside on this patio. Things outside seem to be mean. I think it may be time to go to the second floor. I would like to just run through the training room and do another quick check. I mean, we didn't know what we were looking for in the training room before, and there were a few books there, and so we may have missed the one with the letter on it. So I'd like to just swing in there real quick.
You go back in there and you see the broom taking a break. It jumps up with a start and starts sweeping in as soon as you walk in, like it's been sweeping all along.
You get to work, and I'll do a book find roll.
Okay, find that book.
It's only a 12.
You scour through the books, but here's the thing. At this point, you know what you're looking for. All the books you found have not been hidden. They've been pretty open, and you do not see the book that you're looking for. These are not the books you seek.
Okay, I think it's time to go upstairs.
All right. So you go up the stairs. The landing at the top of the stairs is occupied by a suit of armor holding a long sword, point down. It sits upon a wooden stand in front of a large window. Above the armor, you also see a trapdoor into an attic.
How am I supposed to draw an attic?
I mean, that's a you problem.
Fucking space problem. I don't have it.
Also, at the top of the stairs, there's a door to your right. And then if you're at the top of the stairs, turning behind you, there's a door to your left.
2 doors and a trap door to the attic. Well, that's...
And a conspicuous suit of armor. Almost everything else in this house has been alive. I don't trust it.
Cheruvian's gonna kind of examine the armor up close when he gets to the top of the stairs.
Okay. You notice that the armor is clearly decorative, though the helmet and the sword are real items, and they are of very good quality.
How good of quality?
I don't know. You'd have to pick it up and examine it or something.
Cheruvian loves swords, so he's gonna examine the armor and take the sword.
The armor is clearly decorative. It's more of like a thin, easy to mold metal, so it's not really protective in any way. And it just depicts, epic battles against dragon and other fanciful creatures, depicting brave heroes. The sword is a longsword, and it is also just very finely made, has a very sheen point, seems to kind of reflect the light really well. It's just very well polished, clearly a well taken care of weapon.
This long sword seems nice. Doesn't quite suit me. Does anyone need a long sword?
Oh no, long swords. No, God, no thanks. I guess we could just keep it just in case. But I say, can the armor? I mean, you got a good look at it, Teruvian. Does that armor look like it could support our weight? Could we climb up the armor to get to that door up at the top?
That is a good question.
So I'm guessing that
I could see. Can I?
Yeah, pretty high, right?
Can I take a hold of the armor and see if it's connected to any kind of bracing?
Yeah,
underneath?
The armor.
Give it a shake.
Sure, you give it a shake. The armor itself is, it's laid on there, so it shakes and rattles, but it's on an armor tree stand, almost kind of in the the loose shape of a mannequin or a body, so that it holds the shape of the armor, and that piece itself is quite sturdy.
Perhaps if we just took the armor off, we could use this as a stepping stool up to the trapdoor.
We would need that, a way to get to the trapdoor, correct? It's not something that even Levo with her great height could just reach up and grab that trapdoor, correct?
No, I think you could probably access it. I mean, it's like an attic door, like what you'd have in any typical house.
Okay, I was just thinking, with the mansion they have
yeah, it might have vaulted ceilings. You might have to get a little creative, but I think that it doesn't seem to be built where it's so huge, it's so ostentatious, where it's incredibly high vaulted ceilings. I think with some creative effort, maybe you could access it if you wanted to.
Well,
I don't think that thing could stand my weight. Do you want to just stand on my shoulders?
Yeah, I think that'll probably work. I say let's check out these doors down here before we go to the next floor. Just kind of been our MO so far. So let's just keep it. It's been working. So let's just, I guess, check out one of these doors first, and then we'll come back to this. I wouldn't want to climb up there and then get kind of trapped up there with something that came out of these rooms, if you know what I'm saying.
I do know what you're saying, and I agree.
I'd say eeny, meeny, miny, mo, left door.
Okay.
Kammi is going to go over to the door on the left. She has her mace and her shield out, and she's going to test the door and see if it's unlocked. And if it's unlocked, she's going to open it.
It is unlocked, and the door opens.
What do I see?
Most of this room is taken up by wooden long tables that are covered with glass vessels and books. Cabinets with glass doors line the walls, and they contain all manner of specimens. Just below the ceiling, in the middle of the room, colorful globes circle each other in an intricate dance. The far wall is almost completely covered by a map of the night sky, with a golden sunburst in the center above a closed door.
Well, I don't really know what this room is. I mean, it's kind of a museum, kind of a trophy room, kind of a I don't know, something to look at the celestial bodies. Celestarium? I don't know, I'm making that up, but I make up a lot of stuff, so I'm fine with it. Let's look for that book.
Okay, so you go in. You see that the cabinets, they're crowded with skulls, bones, mounted animals, rocks, minerals, dried plants, jars with creatures floating in liquid. You see measuring devices, glassware, and other scientific apparati sitting on the tables. Between books on natural sciences, astronomy, astrology, physiology, natural philosophy, and then laying just kind of out there on one of the tables, you see one of those iconic books.
What letter?
You pick it up and look at it. It has the letter T, as in tango, written on the spine.
All right, we got another book. I think there's just 2 left, right? Out of 5 books, we have 3.
I think there are 7, correct?
I thought there were 7 books.
Let me check my notes.
I don't remember how I know that, though.
Okay, so she goes back. She brought that book, that note that
Okay, you took notes
Is
down.
that, Fistandia?
Yeah, you know it's 7.
Yeah. What?
I wrote books 7,
Okay.
but I don't know where I got that from.
It is 7,
It's from
yes.
Fistandia. Okay, I forgot. For some reason, I thought it was 5, but Scepter has 7 letters, so it makes sense.
You search your memory and you remember that it is 7.
Well, with 4 more to go, I mean, we don't have that much more room to look. So I guess if there's no other things around here, let's go check that other hall or the other door on the hallway.
Okay, so you're going to exit this room and go in through the other room?
Correct.
Okay.
So same thing. Defensive stance. Try the doorknob. If it opens, I will open it.
You open this door and it leads into a narrow hallway. Down the hallway, you see another door at the end. You also see a door to your right.
I guess I'm leading this party. I'd have to. It is Kammi Rainbow in the full spectrum. So let's go, Spectrum. To the right. And so she'll do the same thing. Door to the right.
Okay.
Open it up.
You open this and look in. Each corner of this pleasant-looking parlor has a scarlet armchair and a reading table piled high with books. A cheeky fire. Yeah, it's a cheeky fire, not a cheery fire. A cheeky fire burns in the fireplace. A pair of large gilded swords sits in a rack above the fireplace, and the heads of various animals are mounted on the walls.
Ooh, Levo, seems like your kind of room. Look at those big swords and the trophies.
I do enjoy looking at severed heads of beasts.
I know you pretty well. So I guess spread out and look for that book again.
All right, so you search around. Do you want to look at anything specific?
Yeah, so there's a big pile of books by the armchair. So she'll start with the nearest armchair with the big pile of books and just look, quickly peruse those books to see if there's one that meets the criteria of what she's looking for.
Yep. You walk over to the armchairs amidst all of these books. There's one side coffee table, and sitting on it is a single book, the book that you're looking for, the iconic puzzle book.
And the letter?
You pick it up, and you see the letter Y written on the spine.
4 gone, 3 to go. I guess.
Druvian, you'd like these?
Druvian, do you like these swords on the wall?
Ah, yes, let's take a look. Are any of these short swords?
No, these are more like almost like oversized scimitars.
Ooh, they seem to be of beautiful build quality, but nothing I would wield is the word I was looking for there.
It's all right. It's like a cheeky fireplace.
Fireplace. Oi! That wasn't the word you said there.
What else was in here? Fireplace, swords, books.
Yep, lots of books. You also see trophy
Like a
heads.
Yeah, trophies.
Yeah, so you see a stag, a wolf, a periton, a hellhound, and a black dragon wormling.
This person has killed many of great beasts. We must beware.
Yeah, definitely Fistandia sounds like a wizard of some renown because she's a stone cold killer. But unless there's something else in here, you know what? I'm just going to do a real quick check because this stuff seems pretty cool. So I'm going to look and see if there's anything else pretty cool. So I'm going to do just a perception check to see if anything seems, that catches my eye.
Sure.
Seems like if anything was hidden, it'd be in this room. This is like her room to store things she's proud of. 15.
All right. So
perception check.
Cool. So aside from all of the books, which seem to be like poetry and books just for pleasure, like fantasy reading, you also notice all of these trophy heads are purely decorative. They're actually not taxidermied real heads. This is all just for show. But aside from that, you do not find anything else in this room.
Aw, Levo, I hate to burst your bubble, but these aren't real. It's fake trophies. How do you feel about fake trophies?
Fake trophies. That is a great dishonor. I fear not this wizard any longer.
What do you guys do?
Well, I hate to be the disappointer, but let's leave this room. Maybe we'll find something real and cool. So let's go to that other room at the hall. So that's what she does. Same stance, defensive stance, shield up, tests the door, and then opens it.
The door opens into an airy bedroom. A canopied bed with rich scarlet curtains occupies one corner. A jug and a wash bin stands on the top of a chest of drawers, and a fluffy black cat is napping on a scarlet easy chair. One wall is covered with a large painting of a gold dragon perched heroically on a mountaintop. As you enter, the cat jumps down from the chair, stretches, and walks up to you and meows loudly.
Meow. Oh, hey, kitty. Now, this is my kind of room, Levo. This got all the creature comforts that I'm looking for. Pretty bed, nice pictures, kitty cats. I love it. Hey, kitty, do you know where this book is that we're looking for? Can you help us? So she reaches down and picks up the kitty cat and then carries the kitty cat around, petting her. So she's not carrying her shield or her scepter anymore while she's looking for this other book.
Okay, roll a quick animal handling.
14.
Oh, good for you. Yeah, the cat seems to love it. Lets you pick it up and is purring away as you stroke its belly and look for this book.
Yeah,
And
properly handle kitty cats, that'd be a disappointment to her.
Yeah, absolutely not. Does Kammi have inspiration?
She does not.
All right, well, you can have one too. Yes, and as you are looking, you find another book with the letter E on its spine facing you, sitting on top of the dresser. As you reach for it, the cat jumps from your arms and trots out the door.
All right, there's 5, 2 left. I think we searched everywhere except for that attic. I guess we got to do that. Anybody? I mean, we could also take a little break in here, but I think we're all good. So unfortunately, I think it's time to leave. So I guess we will go back to the center, and I will stand on Levo's shoulders as she holds me up, and will. I guess I would assume it's got like a pull down something, or hopefully like a ladder extends. Yeah, I don't know if that's a modern take on a attic door, but
yeah, I think that's a good way to.
Door.
I think it's a good way to vision it. Levo roll strength, and I'll have Kammi roll a dex, because you're going to be trying to balance on her shoulders and grab for the.
Did we get? Sorry, did we get all of the rooms up here?
I'm not telling you that.
Well, I mean, you have to. I can't see.
Well,
did we get?
I mean, so there was a room you entered that has a door in it, and you just completely ignored that it had a door, and you exited it and went somewhere else.
So I don't remember doing that.
I don't remember you telling us about it. There was a hallway with 2 doors.
Yeah, we came up the stairs. There's the hallway that I think we're in now, with a door to the left and a door to the right.
Okay, let me just reread the room description.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the laboratory that you were in. Most of the room is taken up by wooden tables, cabinets, glass doors. Just below the ceiling in the middle of the room, colorful globes circle each other. The far wall is almost completely covered by a map of the night sky, with a golden sunburst in the center above a closed door.
Okay. And Matt, so let me...
There's another door. I didn't get
So
that.
there is more to this mansion.
Oh, so I drew this all wrong then. I thought we were continuing to go down... So I've got the laboratory, and then after that is a hallway. On the left, a hallway, and then the den, and then the bedroom.
We went across to the right of the stairs to find
I'll help you with
parlor and bedroom.
Okay.
Yeah. The laboratory is on the left, and then on the right is a hallway that's got the 2 rooms we're in. So we'll just go back to the laboratory. Yeah, I guess I didn't. None of us heard that there was a door in that sunburst.
I totally.
I thought that's the way that we were going.
Yeah.
I didn't hear us go back through the foyer or whatever, the landing.
Well, I asked specifically, are you exiting this room from where you came and going through the other door? And you said, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. There's some things that are lost in the,
that's fine.
in the shuffle.
Okay, so let's go back into the star room. I want to look at that star chart too.
Yeah, do you want to examine the star chart?
Yeah, I want to look at it. Levo is used to navigating by stars and stuff.
Yeah, I figured as much with that survival instinct. So, what would that be? Maybe survival? Nature?
Okay, yeah.
I'll let you do
either.
Nature or survival, whichever.
Let me see which is better. Neither, they're the same. Well, wait. Nature's intelligence. Yeah, they're the same. Okay, I'm going to roll. Let's see. So I got a 16 plus 2. It doesn't matter which because they're both 2.
Nice. So you recognize the general layout of the stars. You see several stars, 5 of them actually, that are raised more prominently. They look like blazing silver suns.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like it's arranged in a constellation, but it's not a constellation that you've ever been familiar with. But they do appear to have some significance based on your knowledge of the stars and constellations and stuff.
You said there are 5 of them?
Yeah, 5. They're arranged in a particular in a particular order.
Truvian would also examine it. Did we choose survival or nature?
It didn't matter for me because they were the same. I would say for her, it's probably survival.
I'll do a survival check as well.
Oh, I only got 14.
I got a 22, nat 20 for survival check.
Yeah, even so, you kind of come to the same conclusions as Levo. With a nat 20, raised. you know that this is, the constellation has some significance, but you don't have enough information available to you to understand what that is. But you know that this particular arrangement is intentional for whatever reason.
Are they raised like buttons or just raised, like what is it made out of?
Okay, so it's like a star map on the wall, and all of the stars mostly are just represented as dots, like different size dots, but dots. But 5 of them have a special treatment. They're just drawn as like blazing silver suns instead of these dots. But they're not buttons. They're just it's like painted on the map. These just have been given like a more artistic treatment for whatever reason.
But like, so when she put her finger over it, she doesn't notice anything.
No, it's not tactile. It's just like painting on a map.
Okay. Well, you want to check out the sunburst door? I mean, that's the only door in this floor that we haven't checked.
Yes.
And so she'll go through the door the same as she does the other doors, if she can open it.
The door with the sunburst is unlocked. Are you going to go inside of it?
Yeah, if it's unlocked, same as before, shield up.
Okay. The door opens into a dark, open space, offering a view of the starry firmament of the night sky. 5 telescopes mounted on bronze plates point toward the constellations above. In the middle of the space, a 1-foot diameter sphere of clear crystal sits in a circular brass stand. So basically, as you walk into here, it looks and feels like you are outside in the night on a beautiful, clear, open night sky. Like all of the stars are visible.
Does the orientation of the 5 telescopes match with the 5 stars that we were just seeing in the other room?
So you see those telescopes, they're mounted to the ground, but it looks like you can point them to the sky.
Oh, okay, so they're not already pointing at specific things, they're movable.
Yeah, it seems that they're just pointed in odd directions. Some of them are just facing down at the ground, some of them are pointed off at random stars.
All right, well, I mean, those stars out there, we all noticed them. They looked pretty important. And then we have these 5 telescopes and then the sky above us. I mean, I'm no super genius, but it seems like we need to find those stars in this array of the night sky in this room. Does anybody want to help, or does anybody else have any other ideas?
Can I check the laboratory to see if there is like pen and paper or something that we could kind of copy down the mural with?
Yeah, there's parchment, absolutely.
So I'll just kind of try to copy that down where the big star is above the door, as well as the 5.
Sure, you
kind of
transcribe
overly
it over.
Designed stars.
Yeah, you've copied that over. What do you guys do?
So this sky above us, Levo would be able to recognize, or the like constellations, whatever her tribe uses as constellations, probably different from like the other people's, and she would more than likely be able to like point out what those big stars were, even if they're not big in this, just because again that's how she's used to like traveling. So she wants to try to find the stars that were pointed out.
Yeah, so roll another, since you're doing this in a different area, roll one more survival and see if you can reconcile that. Actually, roll with advantage because you've looked at that chart, and I think that gives you something to look for.
Shit. Yeah, good, because the first one was a 2. Can't keep it on the desk. And the second one is a 16.
So, like, looking at that chart and kind of understanding, you just learned this new constellation that this person has made up. You can identify it in the sky pretty easily. Those are like the 5 brightest stars in this planetarium.
Also, they are bright here as well.
Yes. Now that you're looking at them and kind of know the pattern that you're looking for, they appear pretty distinctly to you.
Point them out. Raise my arm. Those are those stars.
And I will turn the telescopes to look at those stars.
Okay, as you point all of the telescopes toward their respective stars, light is focused back into the crystal ball in the center, and that light actually kind of shoots a ray forward on the far wall, and a hidden door appears.
All right, guys, good teamwork. Fantastic. I'm very curious about what's on the other side of this secret door. I mean, all this fantastic stuff has been out in the open, so I wonder what she thinks is important enough to be protected with a secret door. So I go and check the secret door. Is it just like I guess there's not a knob, it's just a push door?
Once you've kind of cleared it, it's like it's like almost like the illusion creating this room or creating the effect in this room kind of dispels around this door, and it's like a door similar to other doors.
All right, well, I go through the door in my normal way, check the door, and then open it.
All right. You walk into this room. It is bare except for a bookshelf covered in chains against one wall, a plain wooden bench, and a reading desk built into the shelves. A book with a bust of a mage on its cover sits on the desk.
So the chains, like it's almost like are the books locked in? Is that why does each book chained individually, or is there like just like chains, a net of chains over the book?
It's the ghost of books past. No, it's you see 3 shelves. It's a 3-shelved bookcase filled with books bound in iron covers, which are attached to chains that secure them to the shelves.
Okay, yeah. So each book has a chain, so you can't take the book out of this room. In other words.
Correct.
Okay. That's
So
what
it's like the library in the Game of Thrones, the Maester.
Exactly. It's for security purposes.
All right. Well, these books have to be pretty important if not only this room is hidden, but we're not allowed to take these books out. But I guess we'll start with the book with the mage on the cover. I would be ready because these books have to be special for her to lock it up like this. So let's try it out.
What are you trying?
Go over and I open the book. If it's just closed, sitting on that desk.
All right. Go ahead and roll a perception check real quick.
5.
Okay. So as you reach for the book, and suddenly one of the books that are chained on this flies at your face, and we're going to need to roll some initiative. Yeah, so Kammi, you've got a bunch of books flying at your face. We've got 14 to attack. What was your AC?
Yeah, Matt misses. My AC 17.
Okay. All right, and then 20 to hit.
That is a hit.
All right. So a couple books fly at your face suddenly without warning. One of them misses, but you blunder into the next one, and it hits you square in the nose for 6 damage. And it is your turn.
Okay. So it's my turn. So we see it. It seems like it's another swarm of books, right? They're not 2 individual books. What do I see right now when I'm looking at it?
Right now, probably stars. He just got fucking blasted.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
6 damage is not much. She's got her cat helmet on. She's fine.
Sure. The basically what you saw is this book aggressively, or a couple books fly off the shelf and hit you, or try to hit you. One did, and then kind of like retract back into the shelf.
Okay, so the shelf, but they're still on a chain. How long was that chain? How long? They definitely have a limited range since they're chained up to that shelf.
You would estimate they could probably reach about 5 feet.
Okay, so number 1, and I'm 5 feet away from it, I would assume.
I mean, if you were going up to grab the book off of it, I'm going to say you have to be like in front of it, close enough to it where you're going to be able to pick up off this book.
Yeah, exactly. Because if that reading table it has to be close enough for the chains to reach, or else you couldn't read them.
Correct.
Okay, But the room's more than 5, so I could get more than 5 feet away from this thing if I wanted to.
It's a pretty small room. We'll say it's 2 squares, so it's about a 10-foot room. 3 squares wide, 2 squares deep.
Yeah, so it's not worth me trying to get really that far away. Okay, I will. Let's try a Sacred Flame, because I really am interested in this book. I think this book is important, and so I don't want to just leave. So I will whip out the old Sacred Flame and try to strike the bookshelf, which I guess would be the thing that we're attacking.
16 to save.
You got it.
How would this play out? I think you bring down a fourth of multicolored light from the Raven Queen, and it just doesn't seem to be able to penetrate through the magic that's empowering this library. And it just like straight up just tanks it. Anything else for Kammi?
Nope, that is it.
Levo.
After seeing the books fly and hit Kammi in the face and missing my block, Levo gets a little angry. She walks toward the bookshelf and tries to hit it with her giant hammer.
Okay, hit that bookshelf case.
18 to hit.
That hits.
2d6. It's a 3 and a 1 plus 2, 6 damage.
All right. You go off and take a couple cracks at it, and splinter off a few pieces of wood, but it is still standing tall. Anything else for Levo?
Nah, she might move kind of back close to the other guys, the other people.
Okay. Are you like shifting, or are you like repositioning? Because if you take a step away, it's gonna get an opportunity of attack against you.
I'm gonna try to shift, put myself between the bookcase and
Let's get a little tactical. Let's get a little tactical real quick. So Kammi is right in front of the bookshelf because she tried to go up, grab a book, got attacked.
Okay.
I imagine you have to either be on the left or right side of her, and Teruvian will be on the other, and then we can kind of go from there.
Myself on the so I'll be in the middle. Yeah.
Well, Cammy's in the middle.
You said I could left or right side, and then
you can be like, if she's in the middle facing the bookcase, you can be to the right of her facing the bookcase or the left.
Okay, I want to be on the right.
Okay. All right. And that brings us to Teruvian. Teruvian, what do you do? And just to be clear, at the beginning of this initiative, we'll just say that you are directly behind Kammi. So there's like a 5-foot square space between you and this bookshelf monster. So you can kind of move or shift or act freely.
Cool. Teruvian will kind of take up a position a little further away from everybody else. And I'm going to cast Ensnaring Strike, and then I'm gonna shoot longbow at the bookshelf and try to make it so it stops whipping people in the face.
All right, as bookshelves are wont to do. All right, so use your bonus action for that.
Apparently all the inanimate shit's giving me trouble in this mansion. Ooh, yikes. It's a 25 on the attack roll.
Nice, that hits.
Does that hit? Okay, cool.
Now, this is a large creature, so it's going to have advantage on your snaring strike save. So you loose an arrow, and it impacts with a heavy thunk. From that arrow, vines begin to erupt. As they do and try to encompass and envelope this animated bookshelf, the books and chains are able to kind of swing and break the spell, chopping the vines away. But it still does some damage, right? Your attack?
I rolled 5 damage.
Okay. All right. The bookshelf shakes and rattles with rage and sends more books flying at Kammi. I don't know if Levo wants to impose disadvantage, but I did make my rolls.
Every time.
So another flurry of books flies at you. You're able to stave off a couple, but one finds an opening and clocks you another good one. You wonder if you could absorb any knowledge this way through osmosis or through traumatic brain injury.
So she's going to teleport 5 feet behind her, so she's out at range.
Okay,
using her Blessing of the Raven Queen, which is a bonus action teleport. So now she's out of range of the chains, and she's going to heal herself.
When you teleport, is it like a puff of rainbow light?
It's because it's Blessing of the Raven Queen. It is unfortunately not. It it is a burst of shadow. She does not like doing it because of that. But, unfortunately, the Raven Queen is the one who decides what it looks like.
That's fair.
Oh, that's good. She heals herself for 8.
Nice. And what are you back up to now?
13 hit
Cool.
points, which is not bad.
Nice.
But now I'm out of range, so...
Did you use Cure Wounds?
Yes, I used Cure Wounds, sorry.
Cool. Awesome. Levo, it is your turn.
Levo wants to try to hit it. That's a 7 + 2. 9 damage.
Nice. Yeah, you take another fierce series of overhead blows and start chunking off more pieces of this. Anything else for Levo?
No, she wants to stay up there and tangle with this thing.
All right. Teruvian, you're up.
All right. Firing more arrows.
Fire away. You loose an arrow, and to your surprise, one of the books flies off the shelf and knocks it out of the sky. Anything else for Teruvian?
No.
All right. It is Book's turn. Angrily, it boom, 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 kind of waddles toward Levo, who's probably the next closest thing, and it sends a flurry of books at you. It sends out a combination of ancient lore from arcanic magic, a lofty tome of dwarven vocabulary, which sends you for a loop. You're surprised how heavy these books are. Kammi, it is your turn.
All right, well, she's going to cast Cure Wounds on Levo. So she sees him get decked twice, catching him off guard. So she just reaches out, summons some holy light. Unfortunately, only heals him for 4. Heals her for 4.
I am going to... So, hang on. Let me pull my paladin thing back up.
Ooh, are we going to see a smite from Levo for the first time?
I've been saving them. Yeah, I've been saving them. This thing's kicking my lizard parts in.
4 + 7 + 6. It's a lot of damage.
He got really mad. He doesn't like getting hit with books.
Damn, this thing, yeah. Yeah, do you want to kind of describe your
Yes.
fury? I think this finishes it off.
Good. In her rage, so Levo hates books. She can't read. She sees them as outsider artifacts, and so she already doesn't like them. Getting hit with them, she feels is like a great dishonor of how much pain it did. So she calls upon her god and all her strength to rain her hammer down and do some divine smite on this bookshelf and shatters it to a million little pieces.
All right, so sending forth that fury in an explosion of holy light, this thing just is split apart, rendered. And as these books, fall to your feet, one book in particular, the puzzle book, you notice amidst the rubble. And then Levo, right at your feet, you see a piece of the bookshelf has kind of remained intact. And it's it seems to be like a long, what looks now like a long wooden handle with a chain and a book at the end, a really heavy book. That book is titled Martial Attack Techniques. And you think that this could probably be used as some kind of weapon.
She loves that idea. Fuck reading. I'm gonna hit you with this book.
As you grab this thing, you feel a surge of magical energy course through you.
Oh, this book is tingly.
And if you use this as a flail, you will receive... It's a +1 magic weapon.
+1 magic flail?
It's a +1 magic flail.
That's amazing.
And it is literally entitled Martial Attack Techniques. Like, I'm not making this shit up. This is in the book, which I love.
That's so great.
That when you defeat this thing, you get a book weapon. But you do have that. And you have a new puzzle book. You have a puzzle book with the letter L written on its spine. What do you do?
Well, Kammi's going to go to the first book that she tried to pick up. I'm guessing it was just a trap book, but she's going to look and see if there's anything interesting in that book.
Sorry, it might have been unclear. The book that you tried to grab was like the puzzle book, and when you tried to go for it, the bookcase attacked you.
Oh, so the L was the book that we tried to grab?
You have that book in your possession now, yes.
Okay, so that was... All right, I didn't know if it was a separate book. Okay,
no,
cool.
I'm sorry, yeah.
So I believe that's all the doors now. It's hard to keep a mental map. I'm so used to working with like a map that it's hard for me to remember where the doors are. But I think we've checked every door that we saw down here, correct?
Seems like you've explored the top of the mansion, but you should consult your cartographer.
I mean, as far as I can tell, I think we've gone into
Yeah.
with the so starting at
I
the
believe
landing
so.
with the starting at the landing with the iron with the thing. We went to the left and went into the laboratory or whatever that was.
Mhm.
Then we did the telescope room. Now we're in the hidden room all the way to left. Then to the right, we did the den and the bedroom. And I don't believe we saw any other doors. So the last thing we have to check is the trap door in the lane.
That's what I was tracking too. I just wanted to make it's like I said, it's hard because like if you mention a door and then I didn't hear it,
Yeah.
it's not like a map where I can refer back to it later.
Yeah, I feel you.
You know, if I miss the mention of the door once, I'll never know that door was there.
Yeah, and it's tough because if I give you the map that they give me, it kind of
Ruins it.
spoils some of the fun.
I get it. It's just
Yeah,
you know,
I also don't want to like keep stuff from you that's like going to prevent you from like finding cool stuff. But yeah, there's more to explore.
Well,
yeah. That's
how about this? Truby wants to head back towards the armor.
Yeah.
Checking for any doors he might have missed along the way.
Mhm.
Yeah, aside from the attic, you don't really
Can we do
encounter
that?
any doors on this floor that you've not fully explored.
Yeah, it's like when you're doing the theater of the mind stuff, it's really hard because like you want to describe a room, but you don't want to give away any of the secrets or give something false importance. But you also don't want to give away that something is important. So it's like that fine line where like you're describing things fully, but not like, because if you give something too much importance, the players will focus on that instead of what's important. And if you just mention something in passing, trying not to give it away, they may not even realize that, it was there. They may have just thought it was flavor text.
Yeah, it sums it up like the issue very succinctly. Yeah.
That is why that's why I do the maps is so much easier for me just because I don't have to worry about walking that tightrope of describing things like when we did the one I made that was kind of like the Resident Evil Mansion,
Yeah.
the Halloween one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
like
fun.
when we walked into the thing and there was like the rose bush and you're like like the ghost was basically an impossible monster for you to fight. But if you gave her like a rose into her like the grave like flower holder, but like it was really hard for me to mention like, oh yeah, it's a grave, it's got a headstone, it's got like a little vase for flowers, and then and there's some flower bushes, like trying to mention it but not like focus on those things are there, do something about it.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting too because like sometimes you think, oh, if I give this information, they'll make that connection right away.
Yep.
But sometimes like you have no idea how the party will interpret stuff, and the example with the cat, that cat kind of ruined or threw me for a loop because I'm like, oh, these guys, they're following the cat.
Yeah, because the way that you described the cat seemed like the cat was an important thing that we were supposed to follow. That's what I got from it.
Yeah, and I didn't do anything that the book as written because I just want to try and, as much as possible, run this book, the adventure as is, not doing anything that the book isn't. So that was just like, that's in the book. They come in, the cat.
And then the cat like leaves, and we're just like, okay, like this cat seems important. Like it was the first thing you described as a cat, and then the cat leaves. We're like, sounds like important.
Yeah.
But
I think they do that intentionally.
Oh yeah, for sure. They throw you off.
Yeah. But so we're at the top of the stairs, looking at the armor. What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna let's do that thing before the dex check for me to climb on Levo's back.
Yeah.
Actually, if it's a dex check, it's probably like I'm in full armor, so Peruvian, do you want to do this? I mean, you seemed a lot more nimble and better for this than my heavy ass.
So maybe we'll do maybe acrobatics for Teruvian. I feel like that would play to your strong suit. And then Levo can just make a strength check.
19.
Well done. Let's see how strong Levo is, which I'm imagining is strong.
So checks I rolled a 15 and then I get my +2, correct?
Correct.
All right.
Do you guys want to describe how this plays out? Because if you let me do it, it's going to be very much like a cheerleading Levo vaulting up and holding Teruvian up. So I'll let you decide how this plays out.
I think Levo stands perfectly still. Just
Climb me.
So Teruvian will kind of attempt to mount her more or less like a horse. So I feel like the closest experience he would have had. and then kind of shimmies up onto the shoulders, and then with one hand on her head and snoot area to balance, reaches up towards the attic handle.
Cool. You grab it and pull the handle down, and a slender staircase descends.
So I'll go ahead and, I guess, let the staircase go by and then jump over onto that and peek up into the attic.
Right. You look up into the attic. It is it's just very stuffy, dimly lit, and you notice that it's covered in a fine layer of dust at first glance.
Okay, well, I'll just continue up to the top of the stairs and wait for everyone else.
What do you guys do?
I followed Teruvian up to the top. I mean, we can see in the dim light pretty easily. So once we're up there, I'm going to stand off to the side so that Levo can follow me. But she will do a, cursory glance to see if there's anything in this attic.
Cool. Just roll a perception check.
8, not great.
Does anybody else want to help Kammi out?
Yeah, I'll do a perception check. 13.
I got a 14.
All right. Levo and Teruvian, you notice down the attic. So it's you know that based on how houses are made, this space kind of is above the floors below, and down the hallway you notice some light pouring through the floorboards, coming from the area where you recently had that encounter with the bookshelf.
So we can see basically, and that was the room that was hidden, correct?
Yes.
So we can just...
Okay. Well, Trufan would go in towards that light and try to peek, see if you can see through the floorboards.
You can't see through, but you notice that they're a little loose. You think maybe with some effort you could pry them up.
Levo, do you think you could get your lizard nails in here and get these boards up to look beneath?
Yes, I believe I could, but we've already been in that room. But I like ripping stuff up, so yes, I do that.
Roll strength, athletics.
Ooh. I got a 10 plus a 4, 14.
Yeah, you're able to pry up a couple of the floorboards and peek below. You see a smashed bookshelf and books lying on the ground below.
From this top-down view, do I see anything that I missed? I'm trying to get a different angle.
Yeah, you don't get the sense that there's any rooms up here, any space up here that you haven't explored from the space below.
Okay.
So nothing hidden there. Thought maybe there'd be something beneath the floorboards.
There is this room.
Yes, but we already know what's in that room.
What do you guys do?
So
How
we're
many more
missing
books
one book.
do we have? One?
We have 6. We're missing one book. And from what we can tell, so we never went on the patio because we were afraid to get gassed again. I think that's the only room we've missed.
Yeah, there was a patio off of the library on the first floor. We didn't go out there.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So shall we check there?
Cool. You make your way down past the study, out toward the library, and go out to the patio. But there's a few iron wrought table or an iron wrought table and a few chairs. But aside from the stone pathway and some plants, it's directly outside of that is that swirling miasma, and there's nothing else out here.
We must have missed something somewhere. Does this place have a basement or a cellar of sorts that I know about? I don't remember.
You might be able to find that information in certain areas of the mansion, or there might be other ways to get that information from some of...
Well,
Levo's been in a couple houses today. She knows how floors work.
Sure.
She didn't grow up in a house. She grew up in a hovel. But she knows how floors work. And if there's a place below, it sounds different a lot of times when you walk. She knows that. She's a smart lizard. So she wants to fucking start stomping to see if she hears a difference in the floors. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
I don't know how else to find a basement.
Yeah, I think definitely you can do that. I would like to roll some kind of check, whether it's investigation, because you're actually like trying to piece something together.
I
I don't know. I'm willing to work
investigating.
with you on that.
Yeah, I'm definitely investigating. Mostly through, like if you knock on like a wall for looking for secret things. So where are we now? We're over by the
Let's say you were at the patio. Maybe you guys like walked back into the foyer where you kind of first entered this mansion,
Okay.
across from the study, and that might be just a good place to round everybody up as you do this.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you would think like a basement would, well, maybe not. I was going to say it'd be centered, but it might be like a root cellar off to the side. Who knows? I don't know how many roots this lady's keeping. Yeah, so I start stomping to see if I hear like an obvious like floor below.
Cool.
And I'm going to roll that beautiful bean footage. That is a natural 18.
So Kammi, Teruvian, suddenly you just noticed Levo stomping the ground. And Levo, you are trying to gauge the maybe like the volume of air or sound returning to you, or some kind of instinctual measurement or gauge. And you are very confident that there is a floor beneath you. It's not just like solid matter. It's not dead earth or anything like that.
Okay. I am very confident that there's a floor beneath us. I do not think it is solid matter or dead earth.
Okay, well, let's go look for it. So,
would you like me to rip it up like I did the upstairs floor?
Kammi's going to go to the kitchen.
Let's
and
try
she's going
that.
to ask Cilantro how to get to the basement. Is that Cilantro? Is that her name, right? It's like spices and shit.
Coriander.
Oh, coriander was my name. Oh,
Okay.
I have your
He's
hummus
gonna
and
call
your
her
tea.
Cilantro anyway. Cilantro. How do we get to this basement or the root cellar or whatever?
Cilantro died long ago, and it was very sad and traumatic. I'm so sad that you brought that up, but we have your hummus and your tea. And they offer you a nice spread of hummus and tea. Will you accept it?
Hell yes. These fools are lucky I haven't eaten a cat yet.
I'm sorry, what was your question?
How do we get to the basement?
Basement? I'm not certain of a basement, but I do know sometimes Fistandia and Freyot would go into the study, and they would go and they would be gone for hours, but they would not be in there, which was very strange. How is that tea? How is your hummus? Would you like some more?
We went to the study was the first room we were in, and we went back because that's the one we left early without looking.
Yeah,
Because
we
of the
should go
cat.
back and
Then
check
then we
for-
went back and we did a thorough check, and we didn't.
Well, we were looking for books.
Yeah, but what
we were
else?
looking for books.
Okay, but we didn't do like a perception check to look for other things.
If you listened back to the episode, maybe you would know, but you probably didn't.
So I'm going to go across to the study and look for secrets, doors, levers,
Okay. Can you just like
portals.
get a little role play with it and kind of explain what you're doing, what you're looking for? Maybe let's go back to the room description real quick, and I can. The entire far wall of this room is floor-to-ceiling bookshelf. Even more books are resting on several large scarlet armchairs and wooden tables, and there are several paintings on the wall. Let's see what else. There are 3 paintings hanging on the walls, a landscape scene with a large green dragon emerging from the grove of pine trees, a study of a Pegasus in flight, and a portrait of a unicorn in a wooden glade that is rather blasé.
I'll go and examine the rather blasé painting. This one doesn't appear to be as quality as the rest. Is there anything behind it, or?
You remove it, and it's just wall behind it.
I feel like they if they were leaving this room, they either did it through some sort of spell or like a secret door. I wonder if this room has a puzzle like the room with the telescopes and crystals.
What do you do?
I guess I'll examine the bookshelf some. Are there any like empty spots or decorations along the bookshelves, or is it just all books?
Yeah. Roll an investigation check.
9.
Do you have any inspiration?
I will use my inspiration. Yeah, good call. No. 3.
Because these are books and maybe at the libraries in the Underdark are just laid out differently, it's just kind of overwhelming dribble to you. It's all of it's aliens, so it's very difficult to discern any. You don't see any patterns or anything out of the ordinary.
Okay, well, I'm going to go on to just poke the armchairs and make sure they're not sentient and about to attack me.
Yeah, Levo's getting a little sick of shit. She wants to start using her book mace too. I think she starts hitting like the chairs and the books and the fucking. Is there a fireplace in here? I'm like, she's sure there's a fucking place under this. And last time she got to just rip up the floor to get to one, so she wants to start tearing shit up.
Okay, so you smash the chairs. None of them are alive. We can be methodical in our smashing, but you just got to be like specific. What's the next thing you're going to?
So what did you say? Those paintings on the wall, I whip at them too. The ones that Cheruvian didn't check.
All right, you whip your flail, and it's incredibly responsive and light. It feels like it almost has like a mind of its own, just knows exactly where to strike. Blasts into these paintings, which probably didn't care for much anyways. They fall to the ground with a clatter, with just wall and indentation behind them of where it was smashed.
Okay, and I turn my ire to the bookshelves, and I guess I'll start. Well, I don't know, whichever way that like whatever wall the paintings were on, I'm just doing like I guess like if they meet the wall that the bookshelves were on, correct?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
It doesn't matter that much, I guess. If the paintings were on like the eastern wall and the bookshelves are on like the northern wall, I'm doing like a counterclockwise. So I'm just gonna smash that bookshelf, smash the other bookshelf, smash the other bookshelf.
Okay, so you enter the room, and the bookshelves are on the far wall facing the door.
Okay.
Then you have like the paintings, which might have been on the right side, and then on the left side, who knows?
The chairs.
Chairs.
The chairs.
Yeah, chairs are there.
Okay, cool. So yeah. So I'm gonna start smashing in like the 1 o'clock, like northeastern corner, and smash my way down fucking bookshelves. She hates books.
All right, so starting in like I guess the far left corner, I think which makes the most sense. Yep. Roll a smashing check on this one, I guess. No, I think you're just good at smashing things.
I got a +1 to smash.
Okay.
That was a 17 anyway.
Cool. You're just in a flurry. You're maybe really Are you really enjoying this new toy?
Yeah, it's different. She's not used to, everything she's ever had has been a rock and a stick connected with leather. So this is the first nice thing she's ever had.
Which is really a stick attached with the book by a chain. Which I guess is an upgrade.
Chain technology.
Chain and magic technology. So I guess maybe this is also kind of getting familiar with this new weapon. And as you smash through it, in your glee, you realize that near the bottom, it's like hollow behind, and you feel some like a draft of cooler air.
Yeah, okay. I walk over to it and kind of shovel some of the rubble away from it. A hole I made?
A hole you made?
I made a hole.
I made a hole, and there's something behind it.
Okay, well, let's go down and get this last book. I'm so tired of this. I just can't wait to get back to reality. I want to go.
Will Kammi and the Full Spectrum get back to reality, or will they spend yet another episode in Fistandia's mansion? Find out next week, but that's it for today's session. Thanks so much for listening. If you're enjoying the show, please give it a like, some stars, or a review. It would really help to support the show. And don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss an episode as we tackle each adventure in Candlekeep Mysteries. Speaking of which, we'd love to hear what you're doing in your Candlekeep games. How are you hooking the party in? How are you tweaking the scene or the setting? Or overall just enjoying this new book of adventures? Let us know in the comments section or shoot us a note at +1togaming@gmail.com. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll catch you next time.